I've been doing Shorty sneaker conversations for almost a year. I've never had this hard of a time doing a show. People calling me, you know what I mean, for unimportant stuff. The live just ending. Like, I don't know what the heck is going on. I've never had this hard of a time doing a show. Shout out to Struggle. Oh, man, I don't know what the heck is going on. I appreciate y'all for
My
coming.
my bad. I was making sure I was hoping it wasn't me. I was like, I got bars. Is it me?
It just gave me a pink notification at the bottom, like, we're sorry, your live ended. Like, I've never seen that.
Oh
So,
wow.
man, I'm
So
sorry, but never had a hard time doing this.
yeah, so okay, I think I remember where I picked off at. So then when I saw around the 2010s, that's when he had people like, I mean, your Kid Cudi. I'm not putting Wale into this because Wale is not new person at all. But
Mm,
you had your Kid Cudis, you had the cool kids, and that's when you kind of saw
cool
kind
kids.
yeah, that's when you kind of saw things kind of transform a bit to where I'm like, man, I see these people kind of wearing this stuff now where it wasn't really a thing. Um, Moving forward, I would say when I went to California, when I was doing recruiting duty, I did kind of notice around that time, that's when things kind of got heavy as far as with how these brands are looking at, as far as social media content, social media influencers. I think that kind of took not a bad toll, but I saw the way that the brands are kind of using them rather than, hey, they don't have to use their own money marketing realistically nowadays, because you have social media that has been like a giant as far as building these brands to the next level. So I would say probably from 14 14 and up, I see that. And then to the thing now is with the sneaker culture, I don't like saying people are culture vultures or nothing like that, but when you look on certain things now, like I'm a big wrestling guy too, but I never in my day, you know, it's crazy for me to see, wrestlers wrestling like heck in Dior ones, things of that nature. So I'm like, hell, even PJ Tucker, playing ball in Red Octobers and things. I just think the way that the culture has been transcended, it kind of has more eyes on it now.
Yeah, nah, I definitely agree. I definitely agree. I always look to certain sneakers for me when people talk about how it changed. You know what I mean? But everything you said, I definitely agree with. To me, it started. To me, the first time the game became impure was for me was the DMP pack.
Oh
That was
yeah,
the first time I really saw people really trying to resell shoes.
I have I have a DMP story. So I was fortunate enough to have two. Um, my area got the pack. So the only caveat, I was like, hey, I want the pack. We had like 25. Um, he was like, that's cool and all, but you're gonna wait outside with everyone else. So literally, as soon as I got off work, I had to go wait outside the mall with like 75 to 80 other people,
Wow. Even though you worked there.
even though I worked there.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot.
But it
But
was worth it.
yeah, yeah, I mean, that was seeing people on Nike Talk, really trying to sell them and seeing them on eBay. That was the first time I had ever really seen that.
Hmm.
Like I said, that's '06. Um, then to me, it kind of jumps to the fusions, and I only say the fusions and the countdown packs
Oh
were
yeah.
a mark because you know the countdown packs stopped retros costing the prices they used to cost back in the day. Because that
Hmm.
playoff 8 was the last one in
Yeah.
Christmas '07. That was like an old school price. And then they were like, well, shit, if we can get 150 for these fusions,
Hmm.
get 150 for the Jays.
Yeah. And
You
I
know,
remember it was a troll too, because people were like, yeah, these countdown packs, these are the last retros we're ever going to get from Jordan. They're going to stop because then, during that time, he had the 23 come out, well, the first one, the titanium, amazing shoe. I'll never own it. But
yeah.
then he was doing the 23s and then the countdown packs. And people were like, these are the last retros. So if you don't get them now, that's it. So everyone was in a frenzy. I just wanted the four, the 10 and the 13, the 17 and the 6, the 4 and the 19, and the 11 and 12. I didn't get one of the three.
Yeah. I only bought two. Well, I bought three of the packs. I bought the 7 and 16, 6 and 17, and I bought the 3 and the 20.
Oh yeah, I got the 3 and the 22, but I was so pissed because I still have that black 20 till this day. I hate that shoe so much. I was like, I spent $300 for a black cement 3.
Yeah. Yeah. I think mine, I might have only worn maybe 2 or 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Top. Because the 20 is such a commitment of a shoe already. And
Yes.
then for it to be an all black one with no
Mm-hmm.
man, what was y'all thinking with this? Y'all could have just came out with this in '05.
Exactly. Give me some more stealth. I love the stealth. The stealth is my favorite colorway of the
Yeah.
20. Well, and the red one. I can't think of the Midwest or West Coast one, but the red one. But the stealth is my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure you feel me on this. I've seen you wear some of the higher numbers. Like I have love for the higher number Jordans. I mean, that's when we were first in stores, you know what I mean, working early 2000s. So
Mm-hmm.
um 16, 17, 18,
Yeah.
19.
I love 17. 17 is a. I just think that it's just looks so sophisticated and sleek, with the he had his love for his jazz and just with the suitcase and the CD. It's just a smooth, beautiful silhouette. One of my favorite higher numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. I always say I don't think that they've retroed the 17 true. I mean, they did the trophy room one and they did the copper,
Yeah.
but copper didn't come with the suitcase, it came with the dust bag. So
Yeah.
I really don't think they know what to do with the suitcase situation because the suitcase is such a part of that shoe and its mystique that you can't come out with it without the suitcase.
Yeah.
And
And then that premium they'll probably charge too. I mean, if it was was it like 200?
it was 200. And
200, so I'm guaranteed it's going to be like 250, 275.
it's probably gonna be more than that.
300?
The 17 plus the copper was 250 back in.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking that if they come out with the 17 now and they make it right, it's gonna be at least 300.
Yeah, I could see that.
Maybe even 325 because of the suitcase.
Mm.
But I have mixed feelings on that because I'd be glad they bring back the higher numbers. But if it's over 15, why is it so much more money? Like when the 16 came out, the white and blue, and it was 250. Like 250.
That was ridiculous. I remember seeing it at Shoe Palace. I passed on it. I was like 250. I can't do this. I got to see it. It never hit the outlet where I was at though. But the only one I was super hyped about was that copper, the copper 17. I didn't care. I had to. There was a line for them, and I was like, I need those again.
Yeah, I sold out of them the day of release at the store I was running. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, people really showed out for this, So yeah, that was interesting. Well, I appreciate someone else who has love for the higher numbers because everybody just stops at either 13 or 14. So
now
let me ask you this though. Now some people may say I'm about to contradict myself, but what do you think are the worst Jordans of the first original 23?
So, for me, I think I wasn't really a big fan of 22. So I understood the purpose of it. It was for a basketball performance because I remember when I think I was working at my shoe store during this time. Yeah. I know it had like the extra pop, as far as to change out the I can't even think of the words right now. But just like the 21s did, they had the technology to where you could make some adjustments inside as far as the cushioning.
Yeah,
but as far as like for formal wear, I wasn't really a big fan of the 22. 15, just give me black stealth. But besides that, I'm good with 15. 16's okay. 16's actually amazing to me. Just give me gingers and bread 16s again, and then I'm good. 17, I have nothing bad to say. 18's either you love it or you hate it for me. I think for me, just give me give me the white and red ones, the black and blue ones with a brush and the towel, and I'm good. 19, I wasn't really a big fan of. I know 19 was a basketball shoe, 20, 20 I liked.
Okay.
We couldn't sell them worth a damn when they were in our store, but 20 was cool.
Yeah. All right. I'll say for me, the worst three Jordans are 15, 16, and 19. Now, here's why. The 15 is the worst because to me, it wasn't good for basketball.
Nope.
You couldn't really wear it. It goes great with today's fashion, but 1999, 2000, like,
Mm-hmm.
I really think I did I'm pretty sure I used to put rubber bands around my jeans in order to wear them.
Yeah.
Or I was wearing them with shorts. Even the sweatpants were too big back then. So that tongue, to me, I mean, and I still bought, because again, I was trying to be on some fly shit. I still bought every color pretty much.
The
But
Carolinas too.
that's my favorite one.
It is. It is.
Yeah. Favorite one. Hey, it's the only one where it's one of the only few that trumped the black and red, the blue colorway trumped the black and red. But yeah, if they came out, I would have to have those. So
maybe.
But
If I saw them at the outlet, probably I'd
now they've retroed the black and red one twice. You remember in 07,
yeah.
it was
That Flight Club, that Jumpman 23 exclusive online. I remember that. I couldn't get them.
Yeah, and then they retroed them in 17. I sold out of them. Couldn't believe it, but it worked. It's always good. When you sell out of a Jordan that you don't think people are gonna buy. So
Mm-hmm.
I wore my original pair to the release with an Averex jacket, trying to recreate that time. Yeah. Averex is cool again now, I guess, for the hipsters, but
Yeah.
I wore old ones to the release. But the only gripe I have with the 16 is a good shoe, but if you take the shroud off, it looks like a Team Jordan.
I agree with that. Yeah.
And the cherry wood and the chutney, since they don't even have as good an upper as the black and red or the white and blue, it looks even more like a Team Jordan.
Yeah.
And 19, as comfortable as it is, if you don't know how to wear it, it's a disaster.
Yeah,
So,
for me, I think that's just a performance basketball shoe, in my opinion. I wouldn't know what to wear with it. I would never own a 19.
yeah. Like, again, like really all the way up until after the 18, I was like, all right, well, let me just get three colors. 19, I had so many of them available to me. I got like 8, but after the kind of tapered off where it was just 2 or 3, but a lot of those shoes, the innovations in it kind of brought me back because I'm guilty of, even now, I'll buy new basketball shoes just to try to see what the technology is about, the Giannis or Kyrie, whoever.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, this kind of leads us into halftime. So now it's halftime. We got to talk about the battle where you defeated Chaotic Kicks on YouTube,
Yeah.
who has the heat.
Yeah. I mean, we went at it, and I had to do what I had to do.
When did you know you had it won?
So as crazy as it sounds, I didn't know until the end, the last question, because I was like, I always got to bring that pressure, because I've seen in some of these battles where people, they're down and they come back. I mean, I've seen some people do some amazing things in these with these comebacks. I was like, I can't let it happen, so I had to try to keep hitting a few bangers to try to get the job done. So when that last question came out, I was like, I got to end this here now, and I had to do what I had to do, to get that done.
Yeah. Now, is this your first time competing in this particular sneaker battle franchise?
This one, yes,
Okay.
but I've been around. I mean, because for me, like, and I tell people, I just wanted to showcase, because honestly, like, when I came to YouTube, as far as like, it was during COVID, of course, and I saw this, and I was like, maybe if I came up on YouTube and showcased a little bit of a collection, it seems like other people have the passion, and then I tend to enjoy it. I met some good people off of YouTube and things of that nature that I never probably would have talked to in my life. So it's good, So I just love seeing sneakers and see how people display their art or show their art, Uh, Now, battles have their gift and curse, you know, because ultimately you're at the mercy of the questions.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna have a good time with this one because I wasn't gonna do it at first.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Yeah. I feel it. I was kind of on the fence too because I've won one tournament and I've won single battles. I've never lost, so I'm like, dang man, this might be the time I lose.
yeah,
But
hey, I was I like no cap. Like when I was like, oh man, you know, I got respect for Shorty C. Like just like because you got that. I know I'm young. To you, I'm young, but I'm like, oh, he's got the old mindset, you know. So I know he's got some stuff. So we kind of had the same thought. I was like, damn. As long as I don't pair with him first round.
yeah, because you would have had you would have had me, man. Like,
Heck no.
hey, the way it's set up though, like I've never usually the sneaker battles I've been in, you know, you'll submit the questions and they'll submit their questions so you know their questions. So it's
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but the fact that you don't know what the other person's gonna ask, and I literally have shoes at all different parts of this house.
Oh yeah.
Dag, if he asks for this, I might have to run upstairs, or I got to run out there, or I got to run over there. So all my shoes aren't in one room. I wish they were, but
Mm-hmm.
that's the one thing that I guess I'm kind of worried about. So what I'm going to try to do, because I think I'm off twice for the battle.
Mm-hmm.
I need to clean my main shoe room anyway. It's like 3 avalanches in it. So
Mm-hmm.
um, I'll just have to be mindful of where everything is. So
Yeah.
because we've lived here for over a year now, you know, but
Okay.
I still have to remember where certain things are,
Yeah.
you know. So if he's like, you know, come with a Barkley, I'm like, damn, you know, I got 2 minutes. What am I gonna come with? And then when you ask the question or when they ask you a question, they have to have a shoe too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you know, I got some diabolical questions I
Yeah.
submitted for my man Coffee with the Foe. I don't know if he's still on here
I
since.
know he's my Team South brother, and he like we battled on our brother Chilltown's channel, so a Team South. So he's on my Team South. Uh, I think he said he gonna bring it. You know, I
Yeah,
said he got a huge task, but I think you know we'll see what happens. I said I'm looking forward to this.
yeah, you know, and I'm, you know, with him where it's it could be kind of off putting. I'm not gonna say it's scary, but where it
Mhm.
could be putting is because of his size,
Oh yeah,
ability to wear certain things that you and I
yeah
probably
we
could.
we can't get.
You know what I mean? Because I mean nobody is GS here. My wife, my son, like we're all in adult sizes, so
Hmm.
you know it's gonna be tough. But because of that, that's how I tailored my questions.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
okay.
So
I just can't wait to this weekend. I told him, hey, bring it. He said he's gonna bring it. So I got faith.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna be a good one.
For me, it's just gonna be tough because what is it like 2 minutes? You have 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, 2 minutes 30 seconds, something like that. 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to be really quick on my feet. And the other thing with battles, as you know, not only is it about what you like, but it's also got to be what you think is gonna win because you play into the chat and you play into the judges.
Judges, yeah, it's tough.
It's this is something where I'm like, dang man, what did I get myself into? Because this is one time where I'm like, I really wish all my shoes were just in one room.
Because like when I saw this bracket, when I was like, okay, you know, we're gonna do it, I was like, man, this is like this is a tough tournament bracket. I was like, man, I'm like, it's like if you beat a certain person, that's your championship.
Yeah. Cause see, and a lot of people who haven't been following me for a while because I work for Converse, I really
Hmm.
like, oh, this nigga just wears Chucks. He ain't, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
that's how it's looked at, you know, too. And I want that because for a while I was telling Michelle, you know, 313 Retro Queen, I was like, man, I don't think they know about me out there like that. You know, y'all didn't put the 94 on it. It's just Shorty C instead of Shorty C
Hmm.
94. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not gonna be upset if I take an L, but you know, I got to do some cleaning before I get to this battle.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm watching as far as this second round too, because I know my buddy. He said he gonna clean my clock once if he get to me.
So who are you gonna who are you who do you want to battle the most in this?
Let's see. I mean, I got respect for a lot of collectors in this. Obviously, my buddy, if he gets through the second round, I want him. Uh, you you were one to
Okay.
the end, but I ain't gonna lie though, man. The way this tournament is, I mean, there's still a lot left in the tank, but I'm like, man, that left side at first before, I was like, dude, we're gonna kill each other. We're gonna have nothing left to the end. I was like, man, I'm gonna get slaughtered championship round. But you were another one. Obviously, any of my guys in the brackets, Sean, Mebin, T. Marsh. Uh, who else did I want to battle? Oh, PR23. He's in it now, so he's another dangerous guy on that bracket on that side. So it's interesting. This is a good bracket, so I enjoy this season.
And see, the thing I try to do in sneaker battles is because I've had to tell young dudes, because the way where I work at Converse, there's a Nike right next door, and some of them follow me, so some of them know and some of them don't. But I'm like, look, and this ain't no cocky shit. We're you and I from the same era,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm like, I could Jordan y'all to death, but what fun would that be?
Yeah,
You could Jordan us to death, but what fun would that be?
yeah,
Where the Emmitt Smiths, where's all of that? You know what I'm saying? That's what I be wanting to see. I
yeah.
want to
What's
see.
some pennies, some Tim Hardaway, some things like that. And I think so. Like with this first battle, I was kind of like when I pulled some shoes, I know it was like Jordan. I felt like a Jordan to death. I want to show a little more variety, but I think sometimes what's like you said, you're battling with the judges and with the chat sometimes. And I think it's just depending on how the questions are tailored sometime where I'm like, oh, okay. Because there are some Jordans that have never had no, never made an appearance in the battle. So I'm like, I think when we say we Jordan people to death, I'm tired of seeing the Concord 11. I'm tired of seeing the Bread 11. I'm tired of seeing the Space Jam. I'm tired of seeing a Bread 1. Yeah, those are the big ones.
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing them too. You got it? All right. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you gonna see those. You ones always like. I'm going to try to not use ones unless I have to.
Yeah.
Now somebody asks, what's your best Jordan 1 or what's your oldest Jordan 1? You know.
Yeah, I ain't asking you that. and and the crazy thing was, I think like when I've seen some of these battles, like when they ask about Jordan 1s, if I've seen a Jordan 1 that is never like your off the wall one, I think
Yeah.
I'd be okay. But I think everyone just goes to the old reliables.
Yeah. Show the Chicago 1 or this shattered backboard or
Yeah.
this Royal 1 or
Like I said, my favorite Jordan 1 from the 2000s that I have, I don't care if people are watching, I have this one. But the Jordan 1 Mid Alpha, I think I mean, I got that at Athlete's Foot for $70. And I was like, I thought this was so dope where you have him when he was in UNC on the side of a Jordan 1. I was like, that is amazing. I mean, I saw it's like $800 now, which is insane to me for a mid. But I'm like, that is one of my favorite Jordan 1s just because of, that's a moment in history for him on the side of a Jordan 1, like a whole portrait. I was like, that is amazing to me. And no
yeah.
one's ever shown it before.
Yeah, I saw that you had that, So you can ask, do you have the Omega 22 as well?
No Omega 22. That was an amazing one too, but I was like, no, I hate 22s. I wasn't really willing to give it a chance. I was like, I hate 22s, but it was amazing. The Alpha Omega pack. I like a lot of that older stuff that I just kept though, like from those times, they were just so dope concepts where you didn't have to do too much to it and it just worked.
Yeah. There were a lot of good Jordan 1s in 2007. I'm glad that you brought those up because, again,
Mm-hmm.
that before 2000 died, all Jordan 1s were made like mids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a mid, but it's not, but it is, but it's not. You know what I mean? So
I tell you, before I had black toes, my old love, new love pack, those were my black toes right there. I was like, hey,
yeah.
I ain't got Nike Air on them, but they good for me.
And that's the closest one to OG, just for the simple fact that it has the black tongue.
Yep.
So
I was like, that's good enough for me.
yeah, yeah. Well, look, for all of those of y'all wondering or asking, the battle is Saturday. I'm battling Coffee with the Foe. This young man here is waiting for. I guess you're waiting for.
I'm waiting to see this next Sean and Flyer Kicks. I think
Yeah,
it's Flyer Kicks. I'm gonna be watching that battle, so
yeah.
it'll be interesting.
I'm not sure if our battle is first or if their battle is first,
Yeah.
but you know, either way, I'm gonna try my best to be ready. I'm gonna be looking like the road runner, Speedy Gonzalez or something, running all over the
Mm-hmm.
trying to grab shoes. I just I probably shouldn't say this since we're in it, and
Yeah.
Coffee
Oh.
wasn't here. Don't have me running up there Air Maxes, man.
Oh man.
But if I got to do it, damn it, I got to do it. So,
Yeah.
oh man. All right. Well, we'll jump into the third quarter, which is sneaker present. Usually the longest part of the show, but not too long.
Okay.
Let me see. He's my boy Earl saying time. It's supposed to start around 7:30 on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you the link. So sneaker present. So right now, what do you feel like is your top 5 shoes in your collection?
I can't share that question right now. I'm in the back.
Oh,
But
we may be battling. That's right.
yeah, I can't share that. But I can share what I like. Can I share what I like right now as far as as far as brands? So for me right now with sneakers, I would say I kind of feel like with a lot of these releases, I know you guys talked about it the other week as far as what I'm kind of good. Everything that they keep retroing, it's kind of the same stuff, or they'll do a new colorway. I'm kind of over that. Like I saw that they're doing a red Oreo. I'm like, why? Just kind of keep it simple. Do something different. So I've been kind of going back in the past. There's a few things out there that I'm looking forward to this year. The Penny 2, that's one of my favorite silhouettes in my top 5. So
Okay.
I see the Penny 1's coming out. Excited. The Penny 2, hopefully I could get it for retail. Um, the Air Max, I saw some Air Maxes. I'm loving Air Max right now. Um, I'm New Balance. I'm starting to see New Balance is trying to start to do some transformation, as far as getting everyone on board, and I'm liking that. But for me now, I'm kind of reaching back in the past. Been really disappointed with these releases over the past couple of years. I mean, they got a few hitters here and there, but it's kind of like you and I've been there.
Now I feel
But
it. I'm gonna tell you my top 5 only because I don't plan on using them in any of the battles.
yeah.
Tell you, my top 5 are and they're not in any order.
hmm
My '94 Chicago ones.
hmm
Um, my Magic Johnson Converse weapons.
Mm.
Um, Concord 11, Neon 95, Blue Phone Posit. All basic shit.
Okay, yeah, then we kind of got the same list then for the most part. I think instead of Converse for me, it would be man. I would I would it's hard to do a 5. I'd have to have like 2 in some places. I love the Kemp. I don't have it, but I love the Kemp. I love Penny 2, Penny Phone Posit, Air Force 1, and Air Jordan 3, Black Cement.
Gotcha. See, the other thing I'm gonna try not to do is I never try to bring any Nike or Adidas Yeezys into the battles.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? Because I really try to win history over hype.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'd rather win with a Pro Streak or a Penny 2 or a Air Veer or something like that over some hype. I want.
hmm
So, and I think you're the same.
And I had to try to go. I went a little hard this last one, but I was like, yeah, this time I'm gonna try to, do something different.
Yeah, I mean, to me, even with Jordans, if you do Jordans, I feel like you know about lifestyle Jordans. You could just win.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them don't know, and see that's the other thing that's tough with battles is a lot. You know, if you got younger people voting, they may not know what you have. Where it's like, oh, you got a shoe with these 3 straps, like, bro, that's the Air Unlimited. Weber wore those. Grant Hill wore.
Mm-hmm.
They were David Robinson's shoe. You know, you just
Yep.
don't. So, you know, it's interesting, but because I'm not saying you're halfway old. I'm just old. You know what I mean? So you still, but you still have had a lot of history. Where I'm gonna save that question. I'm gonna go to another one. What was the toughest L you had to take in 2021 for a shoe you really wanted, or did you?
I don't really. So here's the thing. I don't think I took an L per se. I'm trying to think what all came out 2021 that I missed out on. Well, I took an L on the bread patent one. I wasn't hurting for it because I was like, oh, they bread wanted me to death. But I was still kind of like, I thought it was going to be easy. Same with Cool Gray 11. I took L's. I didn't try, but yeah, minus those, and I didn't even bother trying to reach for those. But I took L's on those. But I'm trying to think of some crazy stuff that released this last year that I missed out on.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you mine. Well, I tried every SB dunk. Go ahead. My bad.
I got one, the Off-White 2.
That's one of my 2s.
Yep. So, and this is the crazy part. And I had to pay resale, but the resale at the time was, I think like when I pulled the trigger, it was like $350, and I was like, for too low, they were like, that's insane. So I was like, I just love that deteriorating as far as how it looks so vintage, the white and red one, as far as how it looked like it was a crumbling sole. It just looks so historic. I don't know if I would wear it, but paid the resale. I was like, okay, cool. Virgil had died probably because I was in California doing some training during this time. So when I came back, shoe never made it. Virgil had died around the same time. The next day, they canceled my order, saying that it was gone. And as soon as I looked back, those prices were like almost $2,000. The biggest L I took last year was that Off-White 2.
Yeah, I'll say there were a couple of dunks that I would have liked to have had because before I started working for Converse, the dunk was probably the single silhouette I had the most pairs of.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's the Chuck, but the Off-White 2 and the Padawan, the blue Padawan, and the What the P-Rod dunks, the Street Hawker dunks,
I missed those too.
The Firecracker dunks, like all that I else. So, man, for whatever reason, I have most of the OG colorways of the dunk.
Mm-hmm.
High, I've never been able to get the UNLV, and I won't settle for the low. So, you know what I mean? That's another one that I feel like came out maybe last year and a half that I took an L on. That UNLV has eluded me heavy. So,
yeah, those don't took L's on.
So yeah, it's mainly dunks. I mean, Jordans, just those 2s. That's the only one I really missed. Where I'm like those. If I missed something, I ended up getting it like later. Like I wanted the new AJKOs because my 2014 pair. This new one looks more like the 85.
Yeah, that's a nice pair.
So I'm gonna just distress the 2014 pair and just keep the new pair fresh.
And I remember back in the day too. This was what's so crazy now. Even though I think the quality is better, like with some of the shoes, when they put their effort into the quality, it's amazing. Because I remember back in the day, I remember my brother. He used to be like a Nike Talk guy, but I would be like, why are everyone always bitching about quality. Like I remember back in the day, people used to bitch about Jordan brand quality with Gentry Humphrey and all that stuff. Quality, quality, quality. And then I'm looking now, I'm like, the quality, it's gotten better, but I don't think that I still think that it's kind of lazy unless it's those certain silhouettes that they don't think, like AJKO's quality can be amazing. Or if they put if it's like a premium shoe, but usually if it's mass produced, you don't really get that good quality, in my opinion, from what I've seen.
I feel like Nike really puts quality in the performance products.
I agree. Yeah.
You know, if I'm getting some LeBrons or some, well, normally I say Kobe's, but you know, I'll say KD or Kyrie.
Yeah.
You know, that's gonna be quality for the most part. But with Jordans, I feel like it's certain releases, and then it's what pair do you have? Like my Fire Red Fours, one of the left shoe was great, but the right,
Mm-hmm.
like the leathers didn't match. You know what I mean? Like it was like two different leathers. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know. It's certain shoes that I want them to bring back, even certain Jordans, but they're not gonna bring them back right. I'd rather you just not bring them back at all.
Yeah. Military blues, if you do it right.
Now, see, since you brought that up, I'm gonna bring up this point. If you can make a fucking golf shoe even look better than the last release, why can't you just do that for the shoe? Those black and red fours from 2019 were pretty good quality wise. I
Yeah.
mean, Nike Air was kind of off center a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I have one pair that is not, one pair that it is, but the golf shoe looks more like it looks better than the 99 to me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Way it looks, and I'm like, why can't you just do that for the regular shoe?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And then they're mass producing them. They're probably like, fuck it. We're going to throw this million pair out. They'll buy it anyway. Whatever.
Yeah, I really feel like that's the attitude. Um, but yeah. Well, where's the main place you get your kicks from now?
Well, I mean, honestly, if I hit it the retail with the mall, it depends on that. Or to be honest, I've been looking a lot on eBay. eBay usually where I can find some deals because I look for, as far as now, I think where I'm at in my wife calls it hoarding, but this collecting, um, I'm more about looking for the gems and the stuff in the past where I could find some good deals, great deals. So if I miss out on a release, I'm like, oh, okay, because a lot of times people have it misconstrued that I'm like, that I make a lot of money or whatever, but that's not the case. I save and I look for a gem and I'm like, okay, I'll look on eBay if I find a deal, missing out on certain releases, I'm able to save money and hopefully maybe put some good offers in and people accept it and I'm able to get some gems rather than this new stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm all about the reachbacks. I mean, me and this young lady, she was in one of the she may be in here now, my co-host Keandra. We do a show sort of like this every month
Mm-hmm.
called Reachbacks, where we show, you know, some of the stuff that we've gotten over the last month. So yeah, I'm with you on that. You know, sometimes my wife would be like, "You plan on getting these?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'd rather just have the money. I'd rather have the 200 because I might be able to get 3 or 4 pairs of shoes with that 200 all
Mm-hmm.
year, Bakari or
Exactly.
so."
Exactly.
You know, and a lot of people, you know, don't know what they have. So
Yeah. And I know, like for me, like right now, I'm in my phase. Well, I wouldn't say the phase. I'm trying to look back for older SBs, pink box era, silver box era, things of that nature that I missed out on because I was broke as hell during that time. And that's why I just say, I could save for a few months, and if I find something that I like, then I'll pull the trigger. But that's from saving, or I may move a pair of shoes or something like that.
yeah,
Because there's a pair of pink boxes, before I go overseas that I would love to have, and I think I found some pretty decent pairs. So I just save and look for the deal.
okay. Now I'll say, as far as SB, um, it's probably a toss up for me between the pink box and the black box as far as the majority of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Silver boxes, and I have a few like Pro Bs before they were
Yeah.
Bs. But what do you feel like is the best era? Do you feel like it's pink?
Okay,
Blue is underrated.
blue is underrated. Yeah, blue. Yeah, I mean there were some amazing shoes in blue. So for me, I mean obviously Orange Box was cool. Um, I'm trying to remember when I first my first dunk that I loved. A pair of Bucks. My brother had a pair of Bucks. Um,
Phil Knights.
yeah, yeah, he had a pair of Bucks. Was that silver box? No, that orange box. I'm
The
trying to
Buck.
remember.
Huh. I want to say they came out 5.
Yeah, 05 ish. Yeah,
I think those might have been a pink box.
pink box. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to look. So Bucks, but I'm thinking, man, this is tough. I may have to go with pink box as a great error. I think because
Yeah.
I think during that time you had, I believe, was it Tiffany's? Was that pink box? Tiffany's, Uncle's,
Melvins.
Melvin's. Uh, I'm trying to remember. Was no Lucky's and Unlucky's. I think that was silver box. Um,
Yeah.
what else was pink box?
Um.
Ray Guns, right? No.
The yeah, the Ray Guns were
Yeah.
the Ray Guns were pink box. The Hawaii box,
Avengers.
Avengers. Um. De, De La's.
Daylights. Yep.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hard to go against pink box. I mean, I'll just say silver box will always be special to me because even though I had a few Pro Bs that I was lucky to find, that iron, the iron SB was
Yeah.
really the first SB I really, rocked with him
Mm-hmm.
a lot, and they were so different than the Foot Locker dunks that I had and the foot
Oh
action,
yeah.
So um, the silver box will always be special. And I like the little label they had with the little digital, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think with my brother, he started getting me heavy into it. I think one of my first ones was the Brian Anderson. That's still one of my favorite SBs, Brian Anderson's.
the high top one with the camo.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was one of my favorites. That I was like, hey, what is this thing right here? And then I'm like, then from there it started moving. And then I think I noticed like it started getting crazy. I think I joined the army at this time when MF Dooms dropped. That's when that just blew the door off as far as for Nike SB.
yeah, like that's really the only shoe where I'm not usually big on unyellowing shit, but I
Mm-hmm.
considered doing that with them. But I was afraid I would fuck them up.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow, but I won't. I was in love with him even before his untimely passing. May he rest in peace. But
I couldn't get them, and I was pissed.
uh,
So that's one I'm like, those prices now are just insane, and I'm like, man.
yeah, yeah, dunks are, and I never thought dunks would come back. Like I tell people, I have a lot of dunks, but I only have 2 new ones. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I got lucky and I hit on the ugly ducklings, the veneers, when I was in the middle of
Yeah.
a doctor's visit. I had to kind of play off the fact that I wanted to shoot and act like I was listening. Oh, but yeah, I was, and I have some Nike Bayous, that I made in honor of Kobe. I was actually
Yeah.
able to get because that was a debacle. I got a couple of dunks I made back in like 07, 08, where you could just do whatever to them.
Yeah, I missed that. You could add elephant print. I remember, I think I was in Afghanistan when they had one Nike ID session. It was, you could do anything to them shoes.
You could recreate the Supremes.
Yes.
Yeah, I regret.
I missed that.
So, because those are still the worst to me. Other than the Flams, the way that some of them Supremes go for the
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah,
worse than the
those are insane.
stars.
Yeah, those are insane. Like, and I wanted a pair, and I'm like, my goodness, those blues, insane money. I was like, no way, no way. And beat.
Yeah, beat. Yeah, I've seen that. Even the Blazers, like the Supreme Blazers, go for a lot. Like I always wanted the red ones. They don't go for as much as I think the white ones maybe go for the most. But
Mm-hmm.
some of these prices, and these were just regular shoes.
Yeah.
Back in the day. So
I was at a sneaker convention, I think like 5 months ago. I saw a pair of red Supreme Blazers. I was like, wow. And they were dead stock. I was like, how much, man? 4,000. I was like, no, I'm good. I'll put this right back.
Yeah, because it's like, you love to have those shoes, but it's still a dunk. Like, it's not going to wear any different than
Mm-hmm.
other dunks by the guy from Champs in 2006 for
Mm-hmm.
$50. I mean, they ain't going to have no zoom insole, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it's not
Oh
going to
yeah.
make you run faster or jump higher for $4,000.
No, heck no.
And
And
then I'll just say for me, even when I wear shit like that, nobody knows what the fuck it is.
mm-hmm.
I'm not at a sneaker show. Ain't nobody going to know what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
I just got a dunk with some stars on it. Mm.
I did start I'd rather buy me a pair of damn samples for cheaper than that.
Yeah.
I love samples too, though.
Okay.
I
Okay.
love sample LeBrons.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's the thing I miss the most about being in Cleveland, because, like, just at thrift stores, I've found crazy LeBron samples. You know,
Mm,
Cleveland, Akron, Canton. I found Glorias, all kinds of shit. Just being in Cleveland, especially after he left, all of that stuff was like they were damn near giving it away.
yeah. Oh, they had Glorias there.
I found some Gloria Zoom Generations at the Goodwill in my part of Cleveland, which is Shaker Heights.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they weren't her size, so I mean, it's not like I could wear them, but they were like $4. Like, I'm like, yeah, these will just be on my mantle. I'm not leaving
Mm-hmm.
here. You know? So I had to look at, I was like, yeah, it's got the sample tag, the promo, the season, all of that shit is there. 2004, give it here.
Yeah,
So
and for people, if you haven't seen a Gloria, you're probably gonna be like, "That's a bullshit shoe. It doesn't look like nothing."
nothing. It's just a generation. I mean, I've seen other stuff. Some stuff I've grabbed, sold. Some stuff is too far gone. Like, nah. But yeah, when LeBron left, you could pretty much, like, I'm telling you, I'm going in finding like authentic, jerseys and Goodwill, all kinds of stuff. So, and like, I was so high off the Lakers winning the championship. I didn't really care. I wanted him to stay for our city, but
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah, to me, I'm like, hey, he gave. Was this the first time he left?
this was the first time. Yeah, nobody.
Oh, okay, yeah, they shit on him.
Yeah, it was.
Y'all shit on him the first time.
And when he came back to Cleveland, that was on my 30th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
That was December 2nd, 2010. So that was an interesting game. I mean, you could just feel the tension in the whole arena. It was crazy.
So
People.
was it?
What was you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, were y'all mad when he left the second time, or he was kind of like, hey, I gave y'all a ring, I'm out.
I think that was a lot of people's attitude. Like, because remember in that last season, I mean, the Cavs were lucky to even make it to the finals of 2018. They shouldn't have beat the Celtics. You
Oh
know,
hell no.
so and that was a strange season because we had like three different rosters. We had Derrick Rose, we had Wade. You know what I'm saying? It was a weird season to begin with. So we were lucky we even made it to the finals. So after the shit with Kyrie, everybody LeBron was probably gonna leave too.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. All right. So you got to pass that one. But I
Yeah,
love LeBron too, though.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll just say he's definitely put money in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I like the person he is off the court as a good role model to the kids. I mean, I don't feel like we've really had anything like that since Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Lakers fan, and it's still strange for me to see him wearing a Lakers jersey. You know, Kobe would have been that had he not got caught up.
Yeah.
And I'm not, listen, I love Kobe, but that was the one thing, like, he was never marketed the same after that.
No.
So that changed it for him. But yeah, LeBron to me is the best marketable basketball player we've had since Mike.
Yeah. Yeah. You are right. You never heard anything, and even with Mike, just like I know Scottie Pippen was going to do his tell-all memoir. I'm like, what else can you possibly say? We already know everything about Mike. So I'm like, that you're going to say.
What are you going to say? He's an asshole? We know he's an asshole.
Yeah, we know he's an asshole. We know he's a gambler. We know he had a gambling problem. Okay. And he's a dick. Okay.
Yeah. Extramarital affairs. Everybody about the shit.
But he's still our role model.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm doing really well at work, I'm like, that's how Mike must feel. Or, so the only person that's up there for me with him is is magic, but I wish I was a little bit older so I could have saw a little bit more of him.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember when he came back when I was in high school, that little half season, but it
Hmm.
wasn't like Showtime. So, um, but yeah, it's cool. Now I bring it up because I feel like you follow sports, obviously.
Hmm.
It's a lot of shoes that I own that I probably wouldn't own if I wasn't in sports.
Yeah.
Like Kemp's. You know what I mean? And I used to root against him all the time. Even when he played for the Cavs, they came out with some nice silhouettes for him. But, you know, Reebok had already lost to Nike by the mid-90s after they lost
Oh
Shaq.
yeah, they were. I think then when I saw when they started then they started shifting over with AI and Jada Kid. I remember those commercials with the basketball. That got me hype. I was like, oh man,
Okay, so do you buy the Iversons now?
no,
You didn't even have to.
no.
No.
I I have a reason. I remember, back in the day, I liked a few Iversons and things of that nature, but I think, and this is kind of going to be playing kind of maybe hypocritical. I think there's only so many times you could do the red toe, blue toe, the pearlized toe. I feel like you do it every year. I'm like, granted, they do it with the bread one and all that stuff every other year, but I'm like, hey, you don't have to follow the Nike model. I think with Reebok, they just need to kind of be true to themselves. Give the people what they want, but don't make it kind of like you want to kind of have that supply and demand. But I think Reebok is kind of, I don't know what their brand right now, what they're doing. I mean, minus Shaq and Kemp's and Iversons, what is something innovative that Reebok has done, in my opinion? I don't see any transformation.
The last new silhouette, I remember that had some talk about it, and it ended up flopping with those John Wall zigzag shoes.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And that was a dud.
10, 11 years ago, so yeah.
Yeah. So Reebok's just got to revamp. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're doing well, but they just got to do something different. I mean, even though Nike continues to give us these one trick ponies, I call them the nostalgia acts, I still see that Nike is being innovative in giving us new things to an extent. Whether we can get it or they're obtainable or not is different, but they're trying to keep up with the times with their technology. I love their runners per se now because I have to run with my job. So I love the technology that they've done with. I know they did that shoe with Elliot Kipchoge, the guy that broke the marathon record. I had bought a pair of those shoes, and amazing, amazing stuff.
What is that, the Alpha Next Fly percent?
Yeah, the Alpha Fly Next Percent, and then I prefer the Vapor Fly Next Percent. When I saw the Alpha Fly, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to give it a chance. I was like, hey man, if this dude could run under 2 hours with that shoe, I was like, hey, maybe it'll work for me. I felt like I got faster though with that cushioning. The material, it does feel like you're running on clouds. How it kind of to me, I felt like it repelled me forward.
Okay. Now, Travis, I want to ask you a question.
Hmm.
Are they worth $275 though?
Fuck to the no.
That's my only issue with them. Like, I
Yeah, the
saw
Alpha Fly, no.
I saw some of the Fly Ease ones at Nordstrom Rack, and they were still $200.
Yeah, the Vapor. So I will say with the Vapor Fly to me, right? Yes and I hate saying yes and no. When I put the shoe on, so here's why I say no. Because the way with the Vaporfly Next Percent, obviously it's not the elevated like the Alpha Fly. But with the Vaporfly, um, I felt like, as soon as I put it on, it was money. The downside, I felt like when I put that shoe on and I ran my first, when I ran my 2 mile assessment, I cut a minute off my time, even though I was in shape too.
Mm.
But the downside to that shoe is for me paying 200, I think those were like 230, 240 for the Vaporflies. They're not a long lasting shoe because of the foam. I
Mm.
would say probably I could only get like 200 miles on that shoe and they're done. So I have to be conservative when I wear them. So for me, it's not worth that. But the performance that I had when I used it, yes. But it's just not a longevity type shoe. And I agree with you.
It's just and again, you have a lot of shoes. I have a lot of shoes. Making that kind of commitment money wise.
Yeah, it was a.
Now, let me say this. At least you're working out. Like, I'm just going to be wearing them.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I have some. When I do work out, I have some. I don't even know what the fuck they are. There's some vapor shoes, but they're from like 15. They're just kind of whatever. They got a free bottom. If I'm working out, I'm using them. I would just be wearing these casually because I still like the new innovations, but
Yeah.
it's just so much money, man.
That is a lot of fucking money. Those Alpha Flies are not worth that. I will say that now. Those were, to me, if I could go back in time after that first run, I would have returned them. Because I was like, I thought it was going to be better. Well, like when it first came out, I was like, okay, I was loving the Vaporfly. I had the pink pair, I had the green pair. I have another pair somewhere. I was committed to those shoes. But when I saw that I was finally able to get the Alpha Fly, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be something I could put in the rotation. I ran in it one time. I was like, I wish I could have just took it back.
Yeah, I got you. Oh man,
that's the biggest regret for me. That shoe.
Well, we'll go into the fourth quarter now, which is sneaker future. Now,
oh yeah,
really gonna enjoy hearing what you tell me in this part. So, what is Struggle's holy grail? That sneaker you haven't been able to put your hands on that you still plan on trying to get in the future?
Let's see. Salute the Futura. The Uncle Dunkle.
Black and pink.
The Uncle Dunkle. There's another one too that I haven't been able to find. Well, obviously, I wouldn't mind having a pair of titanium 23s. Obviously, that was just iconic to me. For me, even though people are like, it's a bullshit shoe, it's a 23. I think the story, because when I was in high school, I tried to go to New York to get that shoe with my brother. Because I remember people were camped out, because I remember it was like, I think it was 23 stores, 23 pairs across the world, and people were camped out. And I think it was like a Foot Action in New York, and they were doing roll call every hour and stuff like that, making sure people were there. And I was like, yo, we wanted that shoe. My mom was like, fuck no. But that's one on my list. The Tiffany Low. That's one on my list. As far as even though I can get a pair right now, I've talked about it before, the Black and Royal Penny 2. Mine's died on me in the mall, so I want another pair of those. And then I love Air Force Ones right now. It's a pair of Air Force Ones I'm looking for. It's a Hyperstrike, the All-Star Astro Air Force One that came out, I think it was 06.
With the patent leather?
Yep, the patent leather orange joints.
Yeah, those was cold.
Yeah, so I'm looking for some things right now, because I think I'm starting to dwindle down into retirement phase of sneakers.
Yeah, the regular All-Star that came out, the red, white, and blue one with the stars and the OC, like it was cool, but that Houston Astros one was way better.
Yes. So I've been looking and I cannot find. I've seen beat up pairs for crazy money, and I'm like, I just want a nice, clean pair. Maybe worn once or twice, but I've never seen one on the market.
Yeah. Huh. Well, let me say. I'll just say that the shoes, most of the shoes I want, like that are grail worthy, aren't really wearable. Nike just won't retro the Air Max 294 runner.
No.
They just won't. I thought we were on to something because they retroed the regular Air Max 94 and the Air Max 2. Like, well, they retro the Barkley and the Trainer Max 94. Why can't they just bring back this one? It's the only one. So,
yeah.
Those, the Air Ubiquitous Max, the Jerry Rice shoe, the black and lime green one, the Michael Johnson with the black and gold strips. I don't know if you remember those, the JST.
I'd have to see them. I don't remember those ones.
Yeah, so the Stash Air Force One, the high top.
Yeah. Oh, the one night onlys.
Yeah, yeah,
Those are on my list too.
yeah. So
I can't. Yes.
I had a chance to get a pair for 300 once, maybe 10 years ago, and it was like all the money I had. So I didn't, but I probably should have and just
Mm-hmm.
tried to make something shake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've learned my lesson too. Like I have a story where I was in California recruiting. I was in Sacramento, and I went to the store, and they had my holy. This is one of my holy grails too. I'll never get it now because I ain't rich, and I wouldn't pay that money if I was rich. They had the PlayStation Air Force One. So when I went in there, I was like, "How much y'all asking for?" And I was making pretty good money during this time, so I was like, it wasn't really a thing, but um, they were like $1,500, and this was before the pipe. I was like, no, I'm good. I'll give you 1,200. Because I was like, this shoe. I was like, I gotta come back, but they were like, no, we're firm. Walked out, shoe was gone, and I was like, I was looking one day like to this. This was like 7 years ago. That shoe was like $20,000. And I kick myself in the ass every day like that's the dumbest shit I could have done.
Oh man.
A almost $18,000 mistake.
Hey, I mean it happens. I mean, like the store I was running, I always tell the story on here, and I'll go on record. I usually try to on the low. I try to blame my wife because I was afraid of her reaction if I would. But it's really not her fault. Um, I could have had the shattered backboard, the first ones, and the Chicago 2015. They had them at my store. I could have got them for $86 a piece, but I didn't. I was thinking with that old mindset of, man, this ain't even an original color. Man, ain't nobody gonna want these.
Yeah.
And they went, and with the Chicago's, I was like, well, I still got my 94s, and they didn't really sell 2013 because that 2013 pair was made like shit. So with the Jumpman on it, and I was just like, they'll be back again, and now they're a $2,000 shoe. So we all have missteps like that. I always say, like my dad would say, zig when I should have zagged on that one.
No, I was pissed because I noticed this like a few months ago. I was like, $20,000. I was pissed.
Mm-hmm. Man. Oh, I got another one for you, and this is a recent one. So I found the DJ AM Dunks on GOAT for $100.
Yes.
And I didn't buy them. I ended up buying some other shit instead. I don't even remember what the fuck I bought, and now the pictures are gone. I'm like, what was I thinking? Like they were $150. They didn't have a box, but they were size 12. Like if I could go back 2 or 3 months, I would have just bought them instead of whatever I bought.
And I think, and I kind of tried to justify this with myself when I'm an idiot and spend money, I guess, but I was like, like the new stuff, there's no way I'm going to pay resale for nothing crazy. Like, I don't know if I kind of look at it as art now. Like, if it's certain things like that, I kind of wish I could have gone back in time and pulled the trigger because that was one of my holy grails, the PlayStation Air Force One. I think, like, when it comes to things that I'm like, okay, this is a good deal, and if there's history behind it, from what we see, they jump.
Yeah.
So sometimes I kind of look at it as, even though we know we're connoisseurs or collectors, I think sometimes it's kind of a investment as well, per se, on certain aspects. So when I spend money on certain things, I'm like, if I were to ever sell, at least I would get an ROI. But I don't think I'd ever sell.
Yeah.
This is a part of my life.
Yeah, a return on investment is everything. Well, because we only have a few more questions, I do have to ask. Well, I'll start by saying there's something me and other people that are in the comments know about called the sneaker vortex, where I don't know if you ever heard me refer to it, where it'll be a shoe. It's not about if you have the money; it's where you just can't find the shoe. Like it just never came out, and it came out. Jordans usually don't end up in the vortex. With Jordans, to me, it's if you have the money.
Yeah, you just have the money for those.
But with you being somebody who's into trainers and other Nike basketball shoes that aren't Jordans.
Oh, this is too easy.
Yeah, have you ever been by the sneaker vortex?
Yes, I was on. Well, I was in there when you were talking about it a few weeks ago about the sneaker vortex. I was like, oh yeah, this we could go down this.
Well, what shoe is this shoe in there now that you haven't been able to find, or
Hell yes, the
what?
t- the tuxedo Bo Jackson SC Trainer High. There was the black like there was the tuxedo Air Force One, but they have a tuxedo Bo Jackson that's black and white with patent leather and a tuxedo on there. I've looked on eBay for this shoe. I've looked everywhere for this shoe. Where the hell? Well, that's just any Bo Jackson in general. Where the hell is this shoe at? Or retro it?
What size are you?
11.
I have a pair near dead stop.
Oh, okay. We're going to talk after this then. Yeah. I need those. I've been looking for that shoe for years.
Yeah, like where I'm worried about it is I've only worn them once or twice, but I don't think I've worn them since the 2000s. They've just been in the closet. So I'll send you some pictures. I can't remember what size they are. I know they're at least an 11, but they may be an 11 and a half or a 12. But
Uh,
um, I that is a shoe you don't really see. I wanted the Air Force One and settled for the Bo Jackson.
I got it on. I got the Air Force One on eBay for $120, and I was like, that was one of my things I passed on back in the day because I didn't have money. But when I found the Air Force One, I was like, "Where's the Bo Jackson? Where's the Bo Jackson?"
Yeah.
That's in the vortex of hell.
Oh
I don't know where.
yeah.
I don't know where that's at.
And see, it's only I have a few bowls that are older than that one because I want to say that's like '05 or '06. I think.
Yeah, 0506.
My Curry Bo Jacksons, the brown leather,
Mm-hmm.
those I'm definitely kind of afraid to wear because they're from '03, and I don't have the dunks that came with them.
Yeah.
So, but that'll be the only thing is since they're so old, they may be a wear risk.
Oh yeah, yeah. Usually when I look for shoes, I'm like, "Did you wear them?" Yeah. Okay, I'll buy them because I'm like, I tell people that's the secret. Like if they've been worn, and yet even if you keep it in a cool environment and in the darkness because the light kills the shoes, I'm like, it gives it a chance.
Yeah,
So yeah, it gives it a chance.
yeah. What I'm gonna do after the show, I'm gonna send you some pictures of it, but I gotta look and see what size it is, and I'll assess because I'm hoping that the bubble isn't yellowed over.
Yeah, or clouded.
Yeah,
Yeah, because then I'll be like, yeah, it's done.
you know. But I don't know.
But that shoe was so amazing.
Yeah, I got it because it's kind of like the panels are made out of like ripstop material.
Yes, it's so amazing. And people are like, when I've asked people about that shoe, I'm like, you've never seen a tuxedo Bo Jackson? I'm like, we had it at Athlete's Foot. Me, my dumb ass, I was still loving Jordans during this time, buying every Jordan that came out. And when I saw that shoe, I was like, man, we had it marked down for like $59.99, and no one will buy it. And I regret it now.
I think I didn't like the patent. I think it was because of the patent
Mm-hmm.
because they didn't sell great around my way either. And I just was like, it's a Bo Jackson, you know what I mean? And they were
Yeah.
they were cheap. They were. I want to say I got them. I think they were 89.99 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but all right. Well, what's on your radar next? Like new release for this year? Is there anything? I know you talk about the pennies, but beyond that, Daddy Jordans. You look.
Well, if I could get them for retail, or depending if no one doesn't try to beat me in the head, I'm liking that concept's draw up of that Air Max One. I want to kind of see if that's like tearaway
Yeah,
or if it's like a if it comes like that. So I kind of want to see. The jury's still out on that one. Um, Jordan wise, I already told you about the first 48 fours. I already told you about those. The Cardinal 3, I'm kind of, I got to see it in hand. I'm interested in that 3. I don't know. It looks like good quality, and usually I go against the grain and pass on that stuff, but it's caught my eye.
yeah.
I saw some. I don't know. I kind of want to see how Nike sportswear is going to do. Reebok. I saw a few interesting things. Obviously, they're going back to Iverson's again with the Dr. J questions. Those look interesting to me. They look interesting,
Oh
but
yeah, the ones that he had to. Yeah, okay, I remember those.
yeah, those look interesting.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I want to see how the year plays out for me
yeah.
with Nike B2. So,
If you look at it, it's kind of like, all right, Nike has the Jordan 1 and the Dunk.
hmm
Using the Form, in Form 84 as that, and Reebok's Jordan 1 is the question. Everybody's going that model that you said. So it's kind of crazy how they do that. How with Reebok, they're just using that question for everything. But it's kind of like, all right, Nike owns Converse. They do
hmm
Converse. I feel like they could do more and do better. Reebok was owned, up until a little bit ago, was owned by Adidas. So it's the same.
Yep.
I think these companies would be different if they weren't underneath a bigger umbrella, like, um, especially Adidas with Reebok. Like, there's been nothing innovative because I feel like they just put all of that to Adidas.
Yeah, true.
You know, with,
And then right now, I think they're kind of Adidas is in their little, I call it the sphere of influence right now, with everything's pretty much, they're pumping these Yeezys out. I respect it. Hell, I mean, Ye said that he wanted people to be able to wear his shoes like Mike. But I think at the same time now, I wouldn't say that they're becoming dependent. Obviously, they're feeding to what the market wants, the supply and demand. But I think it's leading out of innovation because I remember when the Ultra Boost first came out, that was the thing. You couldn't even get a pair of triple whites. I remember those. Um, and then they had Yeezy, but Adidas was still kind of doing its own thing rather than focusing on those influencers. Where now I'm thinking Adidas is just riding this, and it can't sustain itself forever.
nah, because people always talk about the Yeezy. And Yeezy is a big part of Adidas, but to me, I feel like the hype with Adidas runners started with the ZX Flux. And then it went to the tubulars, and then
Yeah,
Yeezy and Pharrell kind of came just a little bit after that. But
yeah.
um, Adidas definitely won 2015 and 16. But
Oh yes.
after Nike came with Virgil, Nike took it right back.
Oh yeah. It was over. Yeah.
You know,
And I forgot about Pharrell. He did some amazing, but then that's the same thing too. I think they're just pushing it too much now without having no, not really. They're just pushing product out without really looking at the big picture. Like when it comes to quality and things for me, if I want to push out a product, I want to make sure it's perfect.
yeah,
You know,
and
like there's a crap ton of NMDs now.
yeah, it's a Roshi.
hmm
It's a Roshi. And to me, they had a lot of decent silhouettes with the tubular line that kind of got pushed aside because of the Yeezy. Like
Yep.
Tubular Doom was an amazing shoe, but you never know it because everybody was trying to get 750s.
Yep.
So even the the tubular Invader looked like an affordable Yeezy. You know what I mean? Like it, it's crazy how I'm not gonna say Adidas is falling from grace because people are always gonna buy shell toes. People are always gonna
hmm
buy Stan Smith. But yeah, the Yeezy thing, I give it a few more years. You know,
Yeah, they're gonna have to reinvent the wheel.
you know.
You know.
And with Adidas, I've always been surprised at how they were never really able to translate Boost into basketball well.
Yeah, that's a shame to me because it's good technology. Like when I first put my, because during that time too, like I was like, I want to give these Ultra Boosts a try. When I put my foot in that shoe, I was like, this is killing Nike. Like I felt like I was on clouds,
Yeah,
especially a pair of triple whites.
and even when Nike came with the Vapor Max was a part of their comeback too, but you still had to like train your foot to walk on it. It wasn't like
Yeah.
where it's like shit. And even Boost has been refined because if I
hmm
put on one of my 750s, it doesn't feel like a 350 or a 700 or it's been
Yeah.
refined as well. So
Yeah. They got to do something with the tech.
yeah,
And Vapor Max, yeah, Vapor Max for me is kind of like love or hate. when I first put it on, like when I saw obviously like the design, I thought it was gonna be like, oh man, this is gonna be like the next thing. As soon as I put my foot in that thing, I was like, damn, these are stiff.
Yeah, yeah. And what's crazy is for me, design wise, the Vapor Max One, the first Vapor Max Flyknit with the big swoosh is probably my favorite.
Hmm.
I don't really care for and may offend some people. I don't really care for the Vapor Max Plus. It's a shoe that kind of like the Jordan 12. The hood niggas have ruined it. So
Hmm.
you know, you see everybody in the hood wearing the all red one or the all white one. It just makes you not want to have it because everybody else is wearing these shoes, killing these shoes to the point where I'm like, nah, I'm gonna just stick with my Flyknits.
Exactly.
And to me, Flyknit is just it's something that I wish that they kind of went back to. Like if Nike retro the Flyknit Chukka, I think I would lose my mind. You know what I'm saying? I love the Flyknit Chukka. It was overpriced, but definitely one of
You just had me have to think of a flashback. I was like the Flyknits.
yeah,
That Flyknit had its time. They put Flyknit on everything. Flyknit Air Force Ones,
yeah,
Flyknit everything.
yeah.
Whew.
I still want some of the multicolored Flyknit Air Force Ones. We had them at the store I was at, and I was like, God, man, these are $200.
Hmm.
I was like, even by discount, they still would have been 100. I'm like, nah, but I was.
Yeah, I'm good. I saw them at the outlet. Yeah, they were like still $100. I was like, nah, I can't do it for Flyknit Air Force Ones.
Yeah, man. Oh man. Well, listen, man, it has been great having you on. Before we go,
Yes.
any questions for me?
Brother, we good, man. I'm just looking forward to this weekend, seeing how things play. I'm in
Yeah,
my guy corner.
do it too. I mean, coffee with the foe. He's gonna have something for me. And again, that sizing is gonna be rough.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how things go.
Yeah. Well,
But no, I was good, brother. I was saying just check those tuxedos for me though too.
I got you. I got you. I'm gonna check them. I'm gonna send you a picture. We'll see what we can get going. But I don't think I've worn them maybe since '07 or '08. Just being honest with you. So it might be a wear risk.
Okay,
But
that's still fine. It's art to me.
yeah. All right, man. Well, I appreciate having you on. Thank you so much, man.
I appreciate it, brother.
All right, I'll be in touch.
All right, brother.
All right, peace.